Oh. Good afternoon, all of you. Now, today start the digestive system of Scolidon. Now, last time the digestive system definition of digestion and the first part of the digestive system, that one is the alimentary canal, is the finish. Now, the second part of this digestive system of Scolidon is the digestive gland, and the third part is the physiology of digestion. Physiology of digestion. Now, the second part is the digestive glands. What is meant by the digestive gland? The digestive gland means that a gland take part in digestion for the digestion of the different type of the food substance, which is known as the digestive gland. Means the gland take part in digestion is known as the digestive gland. Now, in concern to this Colodon animal, there are the three different type of the digestive glands are present. The number first is the liver, second one is the pancreas, and the third one is the rectal gland, or it is known as the cecal gland. Now, the detail about the first gland, and that one is the liver. The liver is an important digestive gland in concern to the scoliodon. The liver is elongated yellowish gland which is arise from the thorax region and extend up to the abdomen region. The liver of the rat Scolodon animal, which is the bilobe structures, means it's having there are the two lobes. Both the lobes which are anteriorly are attached and posteriorly are the free. Means anteriorly are the attached and posteriorly are the free. The right lobe of liver, in the right lobe of the liver, presence of the V-shaped thin wall sac, and that sac is known as the gallbladder. Therefore, these gallbladder which are responsible for to store the bile substance which is secreted from the liver and collect with the help of the hepatic duct and store the bile substance in the V-shaped thin wall sac, and that one is known as the gallbladder. This gallbladder pass the bile substance into the intestine through the one small thin wall duct, and that one is known as the bile duct, which is about the 3 centimeter in length in the full grow animals. The liver produce the biles and secrete the glycogen substance. It produce the bile substance, it secrete the glycogen substance, it secrete the fats and other product. Also, it take part in the formation of the urea and the uric acid. Now, in liver, there is a presence of several number of the Kuiper cells, and that Kuiper cells which are used for to destroy the old RBCs, mean burn out the RBCs. The old RBC which can be replaced by the new RBCs, and that process can be done with the help of the Kuiper cells, and that Kuiper cells which are present in the liver of that animal. Therefore, the liver, which is one of the most digestive gland, which is present in the scoliodon. The liver is the bilobe structure, which is elongated, yellowish in colors. Both the lobes, which are anteriorly, are attached and free toward the posterior end, which is responsible for to produce the bile substance. It can produce the glycogen substance, produce the fat substance, and it take part in the formation of the urea and uric acids. And this is about the liver. Therefore, the liver is also one of the most important digestive gland of the Scoliodon animal. The second gland, which is known as the pancreas. Pancreas is also one of the most important digestive gland, which is the compact bilobe gland situated in the angle between cardiac and pyloric stomach, which is the compact bilobe situated in between the cardiac and pyloric stomach. From pancreas arise the pancreatic duct, and this duct which is open in the intestine just opposite to the bile duct. Therefore, this pancreas inside this pancreas there is a presence of several number of the pancreatic acini, and that pancreatic acini which are responsible for to produce the pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice contain certain organic inorganic salt, and there are the two type of the enzymes. One is the amylase enzyme and second one is the trypsin enzyme, that is the lipase enzyme, amylase enzyme and the trypsin enzyme. Therefore these three different type of the enzyme of this pancreas which are responsible for the digestion of the different type of the foods. Suppose the trypsin enzyme, which is the proteolytic enzyme which is responsible for the digestion of the protein, therefore the protein is converted into simple amino acid with the help of trypsin enzyme, with the help of the trypsin enzyme. Now the lipase enzyme which are responsible for the digestion of the fats or the lipids, and the fats is converted into the fatty acid and the glycerol by the action of the lipase enzyme. It is also having the amylase enzyme, and that amylase enzyme are responsible for the digestion of the carbohydrate or the starch, and the starch is converted into glucose by the action of amylase enzyme, and in this way the pancreas is also one of the important gland which take part in digestion of the protein, carbohydrate and fats. And the third gland, which is known as the rectal gland, this rectal gland is also known as the cecal gland. It is a short and thick tube-like structure which arises from the dorsal wall of the rectum, and it secrete or discharge the fluid into the intestinal lumen, but the physiological effect of this fluid which is unknown. And in this way there are the three important glands. One is the liver, second is the pancreas, and second one is the cecal gland, or that is the rectal gland. Now in this way this is the digestive system. There are the digestive system having, there are the three parts. One is the alimentary canal, which is already finished last month. The second one is the digestive gland, which completed here, and third one is the physiology of digestion. What is meant by the physiology? Means particular function of that organ is known as the physiology. Means the physiology of digestion also done in the scoliodon animals. Now the scoliodon is the carnivorous animals which is feeds on the small fishes, crabs, lobster and the worms. Therefore that animals we can feed on a different animals. Therefore it is the voracious animal. In the buccal cavity the teeth do not present. Therefore the buccal digestion is absent in the scoliodon animals. Also in the buccal cavity of the scoliodon animal the salivary glands are absent. Therefore in scoliodon buccal digestion is totally absent. Means the mechanical digestion is absent, also the chemical digestion is absent. Mechanical digestion means the any type of the machine we can take part in this process, that one is the mechanical. Suppose the teeth which are present in the buccal cavity which can use for the mastication of the food, means the large particle of food is converted to smaller particles. That one is the teeth we can use as a machine. Therefore it is a mechanical digestion. Now second with the chemical digestion means the any chemical can be used for the digestion of the food. Large particle of food is converted into smaller particles, but both salivary glands are absent, the buccal teeth are absent. Therefore in the buccal cavity of this scoliodon animal the buccal digestion is absent. Now this buccal cavity we can open into the esophagus and pharynx and esophagus. The wall of the pharynx and the esophagus possesses the numerous mucous glands, and that mucous glands secrete the mucous substance which do not take part in digestion but simply help in the food easily pass into the next part. Now in this way this is the esophagus and the pharynx do not take part in any type of digestion, because this internally lined by the mucous gland do not secrete any type of this enzymes. Therefore, that enzyme do not take part in any type of the digestion. Now, the actually digestion start in stomach. In Scoldon animal, actually digestion we can start in the stomach. We know about the stomach. The stomach is the J-shaped structures. It's having two parts. The proximal large part, which is known as the cardiac stomach, and distal narrow part, which is known as pyloric stomach, which is the J-shaped bag-like structure. J-shaped bag-like structure. The cardiac stomach, internally lined by the mucous membrane. In this mucous membrane, there is a presence of the gastric gland, and that gastric gland secretes the gastric juice. The gastric juice contain pepsin enzyme and HCl. Pepsin enzyme and HCl. We know about the HCl is the harmful to the body of that animal, but the effect of the HCl is the minimized, because the secretion of the HCl, which can depend on the how much food is entrance into the stomach, cardiac stomach. Less amount of the food is entrance into the stomach. At that time, secretion of the HCl is the less. Suppose the more amount of the food entrance into the stomach, cardiac stomach, at that time more amount of the HCl can be secreted. In this way, the effect of the HCl is minimized. But the property of this HCl is to burn the cells. Therefore, the inner wall of the stomach which become burned and which can be replaced by the new cells. Therefore, this is about the HCl. But gastric gland also contain some organic inorganic salt, some amount of the water, and there are the type of the enzyme, that is the proteolytic enzyme, and that enzyme is known as the pepsin enzyme. And this pepsin enzyme we can use for the digestion of the protein. Means the HCl we can secrete from these gastric glands. We can use for to make a acidic nature of the food, and the emulsification of the fats. Emulsification of fats means the large particle of the fats we can convert into the small drop of the fats, smaller particle of the fats. But it also secretes the pepsin enzyme, and that pepsin enzyme we can use for the digestion of the protein. Therefore, the protein is converted into the simple amino acid, that is the proteases, peptones, and cysteinins. These are the different type of the simple amino acids which can be converted from protein with the help of the pepsin enzyme. And later on, after this cardiac stomach, the food can pass into the pyloric stomach, but in this pyloric stomach there is no any gastric gland. Therefore, no secretion of these gastric enzymes. Therefore, this pyloric gland do not take part in any type of the digestion. Only we can use for to stimulate the pancreas for more secretion of the pancreatic juice from the pancreas. Means pyloric stomach do not take part in any type of digestion, because it do not secrete any type of the enzymes. But this pancreas, we stimulate this pyloric gland stimulate the pancreas for more secretion of the pancreatic juice from pancreas. We know about the pancreas. There are several number of the pancreatic acini. Each pancreatic acini having the small pancreatic duct. All these pancreatic are joined together and then to form the one large pancreatic duct. And this pancreatic we can arise from the lower side of the pancreas and open into the proximal end of the intestine. Therefore, this pancreatic juice we can secrete from the pancreas, pass through the pancreatic duct and poured into the intestine, and then this pancreatic juice it can poured into the food of the intestine and then take part in digestion. Therefore, in this pancreatic juice there is a presence of the trypsin enzyme, it having the lipase enzyme, and it's also having the amylase enzyme. Therefore, these three different type of the enzyme which are responsible for the digestion of the protein, carbohydrate, and fats. The protein is converted into simple amino acid by the action of by the action of trypsin enzyme, and it converted into simple amino acids. The carbohydrate is converted into the glucose by the action of amylase enzyme, and the fats is converted into fatty acid and glycerol by the action of lipase enzyme. And in this way, in intestine, the digestion can be done. In this way, in intestine, the digestion can be done. And after this digestion of food in intestine, the food can pass into the rectum. Now, this wall of the intestine and the rectum internally lined by the thin membrane, and in this inner membrane there is the presence of several number of the villi. That villi richly supply with the blood vessels. That blood vessels are very thin, transparent, permeable, membranous. Therefore, this wall of the intestine, which are also responsible for the to absorb the digested food, that is the amino acids, fatty acid, and that one is the glucose. These are the digested food, and that digested food which can be absorbed by the villi of the intestine, and this food we can mix into the blood and supply to the whole body of that whole body of that animals, for to carry the all metabolic activities, all these vital activities, all the mechanical activities of that animals. And remaining undigested food which become passed into the rectum. In rectum, this food we can undigested food we can store up to the optimum time, and later on this unwanted food or undigested food which become given outside from the body of that animals with the help or through the cloaca, and in this way the digestion can be done in these scoliodon animals. In this way the digestion can be done in the scoliodon animals. Therefore, the digestive system of scoliodon animals can be explained under the three heads. One is the alimentary canals, second is the digestive gland, and third one is the physiology of digestion. We know about the alimentary canals, the external morphology alimentary canals. Then second one, the detail about the digestive glands, and third one is the physiology of digestion. And in this way, the digestion can be done in the scoliodon animals. Okay, thank you. काय करू बंद